All right, welcome back to Legacy Loading. I'm gonna do that again.
No, keep that in.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Legacy Loading. This is episode 24.
Damn. This is episode 24.
24
on
the 24th. Yes.
On 8/24, and we have Kaylo with us.
I have nothing to do with 24.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty fucking crazy.
What a coincidence.
Wait, anyone here 24 years old right now?
No. Oh no, I'm 25.
All right, well, it was cool up until that point.
Yeah, I actually forgot how old I was for a second. But yeah,
he's 24. Comment.
Yeah, comment.
Yeah.
Comment if you're 24.
Sick.
But yeah, we got Kayla on the pod. This is a long time coming.
Kaylo. Where did
Low.
Let's start with there. So
I still call it Kaylo.
Yeah, I do sometimes too. Where'd that come from?
So my first name is Kayla. My last name is Logis. So Kaylo. I don't know.
That's actually new for me. I didn't know your name.
Yeah, I don't know who came up with it. If I'm being honest, I don't even know what I ate for breakfast yesterday, but
Probably Ghost.
just a ghost.
Code Kayla.
But yeah, I'm not really sure, but that's where it kind of originates from. And then obviously at that point when you're creating Instagram, everyone's like, oh my God, fit.
That's cool. It gives you like a symbol, like a name, like.
Yeah, exactly.
Beyonce.
Damn, that was
Beyonce.
a crazy comparison.
Like one word. I just like. Yeah.
Damn,
Beyonce.
That's crazy. Yeah, so we know Kaylo really well. So this is going to be a lot more. I don't know.
It's like a hangout, but
casual.
also.
Yeah,
but also
we're not meeting
for people who don't know you. Like, where are you from? How did you get into the industry? Sort of, what's been your rise to notoriety, I guess.
What a word. So I grew up in Lockport, Illinois. That's where I was born and raised, just outside of Chicago. And I moved around a lot. My parents divorced when I was super young, and so I was just all over the place. I'm still all over the place now.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So it relates. It makes sense. From there, I went to college. I got a degree in athletic training, and I went after that. I kind of was in a very big whirlwind of my life with a relationship at the time. I was dating someone for 6 years, and then that kind of fell off. I failed my boards. And from there, I was like, well, what do I have right now? And what I had right now was a personal training certification. So I was like, okay, what can I do with this? Ended up going and using that at a local gym. And here I am today. It kind of just... It escalated really quickly, and I had no clue I would be in the position I am today, but I did have this dream of being a doctorate in physical therapy and owning my own clinic, but I cannot see myself doing that.
It's too hard.
That part. It's extra 6 years of school.
Yeah, I think it's not that it's too hard. Like, you could definitely do it, but I think it's just the return on investment in time, right? Like, you're not going to get all that time back that you're spending studying, and you're doing really well for yourself right now, doing something where you're more free to do what you want to do. So
absolutely. Yeah. Freedom was the biggest thing. I didn't realize that how much I enjoyed freedom until you stop listening to society. Like, once you kind of put that to the side and you're like, oh, I don't have to get married, have kids, and work a normal 9 to 5 and have a white picket fence. There's a life out there. What?
Yeah. There's no actual schedule of life. You have to follow this step, this step, this step.
Yeah.
Once you escape that, those are the people that are really living life. Everyone else is just on this hamster wheel.
Not only do you not have to, if you actively don't want that, that's when you know something's up. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so. When did you when did you find that out about yourself? Where you're like, you know what people think I should do? Because honestly, you came to Houston by yourself, right?
Yeah, a year ago.
Yeah, so I mean, that's pretty significant. You must have had to have a really strong sense of self to come out here by yourself, go against the grain, and just say no, I'm going to make it, and I'm going to keep doing this thing.
Yeah, and I didn't even honestly, when I look back at it, it was a crazy move, but it really almost wasn't. I think I always just kind of knew a direction I was going in, and so when I have that thought process, I just kind of follow through with it. I don't know. So, but it does. When people tell me bro, you moved your whole life out here, I'm like, oh yeah, but it doesn't faze
and
me
it was simple.
as much.
Yeah.
Dorian knows a thing or two about moving somewhere new.
Just somewhere.
Was Athlete in the picture when you moved here, or did that come when you got here?
Yeah, so I actually was chasing Alphalete and Ghost for a very long time. Ghost came first, but with Alphalete, I wore them for I think since maybe 2017 or 2018, and I've always wanted to be able to work with them. And I just wore them, tagged them. I spent all the money I didn't have on the drops. And, I just kept chasing that. And then until summer shredding of 2020, 2021.
I think so.
Yeah, 2021. That's when I got the sponsorship, and then
She won that shit.
yeah, I had the following.
Yeah.
I've been wearing the brand for so long and tagging them, so it transferred so easily because my community already supported it.
Wait, was
so.
that the
dope.
same summer training as we did?
No, I remember.
No, that's the same one as Dorian.
Yeah, right?
Because me and you,
was it?
when you met Christian,
First
I
one?
also met Christian.
Yeah.
And then our worlds fucking
We
collided,
did the
and
same
here we are.
one, though.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Was that the same one?
She won that overall, yeah.
Yeah, not the
And
one
the
that
woman-
you did.
But we did the same show.
Me and
you
him
did?
did the same, yeah.
That wasn't that 2021?
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
I just remember
Shit.
Fuck.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
A year, a little
Yeah.
over a year.
Yeah. But you know what's freaking impressive about that is like you had the following, you had the everything, and you were tagging, you were doing what you did, but like you just came out and just won the whole freaking show. And then
That's
like
pretty
you
crazy.
won your sponsorship and you obviously deserve it. So I don't know. I think it's fucking badass.
It was pretty crazy. I think that I had, I actually competed in summer shredding in 2020. That was my second show. I was in like a 28-week prep. It was pretty crazy. And then I know it was ridiculous.
28-week prep.
Yeah, because I went from one show to the next, and I just kind of kept it going. And I was like, "Yo, I could win this, and these dreams can kind of follow through." I ended up actually losing that show, so I came in second, and I was like, that's when I went into like a binge eating and like really, really bad. And then that carried. And then, Christian announced the next show of 2021. And I was like, fuck it. We had 11 weeks to prep. I got absolutely diced and then won it.
Damn.
I think it's awesome like how far you've come after that, because a lot of people, they'll win the show, they'll have their few months and then whoop, they're gone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you're like way beyond making it, like, but what kept you going? You know what I'm saying? Like what separated you from these people that like they win and then they disappear? So what do you think separated you?
I think that I always, like, I think I've had that drive to actually work with Alphalete prior, and I had this, like, I want to be somebody mentality.
Yeah.
I used to always tell my mom when I was little, I was like, I'm going to be somebody, I just don't know what it is. Yeah. And so having that drive already and knowing that that was going to happen, it was within me. I don't know, I just believe in myself. Like, that is what always pushes me with it. And no matter what people are saying around me, I'm just like, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do. And you jump on and you ride with me or you don't. Exactly. I don't know, no matter how hard it got.
Yeah, it could be.
So along with, do you consider yourself a quote unquote influencer? Because like along with influencing, you still have multiple other sources of income and things that you've created for yourself. Like how much of you do you identify with as being an influencer?
The word is just so weird. And I think that like society, we've created influencer to be like a bad word or a weird, you know what I mean? So technically, I'm an influencer, but I'm also a coach, I'm also a daughter, I'm a sister. Like, there's so many things that follow with that, but the word is definitely, I would say it's next to my name for sure.
Yeah, without a doubt. Because like Christian Guzman, influencer, right? But then like Bryce Hall, influencer. So like,
Exactly.
That's why the word gets
so
twisted.
broad.
That's what I actually wanted to say. It's different, like, but you definitely are, because you're always like, especially like let's say your raw videos when you do like, about anxiety. A lot of people don't do that, but a lot of people relate to that. That's like influencing people in a positive way.
That's
like,
exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, relating to that, whatever they're going through or something, and you're one of those people that like. Not a lot of people will do that.
You have actual influence,
right? Well, I was going to say like a positive influence. So
exactly.
Like, so the way you're a positive influencer where you're using your platform to benefit people and their health, their well-being, mental well-being journey. Like I guess that's. And like along with that still comes, brand promotion and product placement and all that shit. But like at the end of the day, like your following has been steadily grown from having that. Like, I mean, I think you're one of the people that definitely has that cult following. People that know you, they love you. Because I remember when we first started hanging out, like I had friends that I went to like high school with that were like, "Oh my god, you know Kayla," and like I didn't know you as Kayla. I just knew you as Kayla at the time, and so I was like, yeah, like just regular person, but like people that know you fucking love you.
Which it's just crazy to think about. And I think the reason why I share so much is because I like going through that process and going through struggles. I didn't have those individuals in my life, right? I didn't have these like influences, quote unquote, to learn from. So it's like, if I can be that for somebody else, and even if it's one person, out of 100,000 or whatever, then that could have been me, that someone could have affected. So it's like, that's why I just share everything. 'Cause I am, we're all human.
Exactly. I think you're also really uniquely placed as in the fitness industry. Like there's not a lot of women that are doing it like you are. And I think that's why like you stand out so much as well. 'Cause like it's not like your typical female influencer. And I think that's where a lot of people can relate to you. I think that's where that comes from.
Yeah, you're not gonna get any butt pics on my page, you know. If you do, like, that's crazy. Drop a like, but you know, like, it's not often. If you scroll pretty far down, yeah, you're definitely gonna catch some because the algorithm was pushing. But not lately. I just, you know, I find pride in like what I've built, and you know, some women find pride in the ass that they built, and that's fine. It's just like you're not gonna find that on my page, and I think that is why it's more of like a true following, and it does, those fans convert and they bring the brands that I have currently with me. So
yeah. What was the one thing you think like put you on the map? Was it a certain video, a certain photo? Was it winning the show? What was it?
So originally I like hated TikTok. I think we all kind of went through a phase where it was like, yo, TikTok's for children.
Yeah. I'm still in that phase.
But you still went on it. You're still on it.
Still down. Yeah.
Still on it.
You're still dropping every now and then, bro. He's lying.
He's like, yo, I think this one will do good. But, you know, I was against TikTok for so long. And then when COVID hit, that like changed my perspective, and I was like, okay, well, what else can I do? I started prepping for the first show, the first show in 2020. And I was like, well, let me just start putting whatever videos on there. I think I started growing kind of quickly. And then I had one video where it was a morning routine. I was like shredded out of my mind. So it was very easy to watch if you're into that stuff. And I went to bed and it woke up. I had over 1 million views on it. And, you know, obviously that was when the algorithm was different. When people watch your video, they immediately followed. So I was growing so fast on there. And, you know, I had, with my coaching business at the time, I barely had any applications. I had like 14 applications in there, and it was like friends and family and like, you know, like,
damn,
you know what I mean?
That was the start?
It was like, there was like 14 applications in my like AuthemFit bio. That next day after that video blew up was over 200 applications. I did $10,000 that
That's
day.
literally like life-changing.
Yeah.
I legit quit my job right away, and I full on went into it.
In one video?
Yep, one video.
So AuthemFit, which is the name of your company, that was not anywhere near that big before that point.
So there's actually a whole story on how AuthemFit became AuthemFit. So originally, I lived in Chicago, worked at a gym. I got a job opportunity in Atlanta, Georgia, to run a mobile fitness company. So it
sounds dope.
It sounds fucking dope, but don't be fooled.
They pull up.
No, that's literally what we did. So the company was called Lime Gorilla. How did they come up with the name? I don't fucking know. Probably like
the fruit?
Like
Lime?
legit Lime Gorilla.
That's hard.
I don't know if they just went on Google and they were like,
Two
mobile
words.
fitness.
Give me 2 words.
Two random word generators.
Who knows? Honestly, that sounds probably about right. So I got hired on there. Shout out Lime Gorilla. The company is fucking, it's dissolved.
Shout out Gorilla too. Just Gorilla.
Drop the line.
The domain's open for Lime Gorilla then?
If anyone's interested, just let me know.
My bad. Go
I
crazy.
still got connections to it.
So you had the offer from Lime Gorilla.
Yeah, so I got the offer for it. Basically, I was just going to be brought down to Atlanta, which I had family in Atlanta, to run the brand and be the face of the brand. You know, they were pushing more be the face of the Yo.
Who else?
They're like, this girl looks like a Lime Gorilla.
We want to make you the face. There's no other fucking people.
You're with a big full lime bodysuit.
They just really...
Damn, they really threw that offer at you. Commission only.
Make you a pre-order guy.
Oh my God. We're never going to hear the word Lime Gorilla the same ever again.
All right, go.
So got the offer, and they pushed, you know, me being the face of the brand more than anything. I flew out there, did a full interview, walked to the office, like everything. And so the guys who are running this company, they actually ran multiple companies within an office. So they were just investing in something, and they were just letting me run with it.
How big were you at the time when they offered you this?
I had maybe 16K on IG, which back then was still kind of decent.
Over 10K was you're somebody.
Like swipe up, woo, you know, it's crazy.
Rest in peace to swipe up.
So with that, I was like, okay, cool. You know, I went down there. I ended up running that company very well. So I worked with the Atlanta Braves, baseball team's wives. I was training their wives in their homes. These fuckers are just walking down the stairs, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh shit.
So Brian McCann.
Crazy, crazy. So we had big name clients. I worked with a few rappers. Cody Shane was a rapper that I worked with. They're big names in the industry. So it was crazy. So blew that company up. We did really well in it got to a point where it's like, I can't do all of this myself. I'm bringing in the business. I'm also doing all the workout plans. I'm also driving all over Atlanta every single day because you travel to the customer.
Yeah.
So
it was just you?
Just me. I had a team behind me, but like that was like marketing, whatever. But I was the trainer.
It was like a work van, like, or was it your personal car?
So they gave me a van, and it was.
Okay.
I gotta find a picture, but it was wrapped,
like
and it said like
machine.
Lime Gorilla.
How old were you at the time?
That was 2008, end of 2018 ish. Yeah, November 2018, I think.
Social media was different.
Very different.
2018, yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking like you're in your early 20s driving around Atlanta in a van.
Oh yeah.
Wrapped Lime Gorilla. Just driving to the Atlanta Braves house is like what? That's a thing that it can exist?
So that was it, man. That was me. Catch me outside in my van.
How did you even like get those clients? Because it sounds like these guys were just like bootstrapping.
Oh yeah, they were
and you were brand new to this thing, so like
exactly. So a lot of stuff was just like there was this. What is it called? It's this website, and it's like you put out leads on it. I don't know what it's called.
Craigslist.
Absolutely not. I would conduct it in Atlanta.
like a LinkedIn type of thing?
No, it's like you pay for leads. I don't fucking know. If I think of it,
but that's what you did.
I'll shoot out there. So they started doing that. And again, this is none of my money. I'm just taking all these guys' money and I'm putting it into it. We did at-home flyers in a like rich ass area.
Oh, smart.
That's how we like landed all these big clients. I would go in, introduce myself, and all these people were just throwing money at you. Like they didn't question anything.
Like stay at
They're
home
like,
wives.
you mean you can come to me and I'll bro, because money doesn't mean shit.
I mean, a lot of them, I literally helped build one of these girls' gyms out in her basement. I didn't have to bring any equipment to her house. I was like, yeah, we're gonna put that there. We're gonna put that there.
Did she give you like pay you for that?
I mean, I just helped. I mean, how cool! I'm a young
kid,
that's
dope.
right?
That's
working
dope.
in an MLB's baseball player's house. Like it was crazy, so wild. But that ended up getting to a point where I couldn't control. Like I could not continue to build it on my own. Ended up bringing in Dan who's now my business partner with AuthenFit. So Dan was working with me on that aspect as I tried to start hiring more people on. It got to a point where again I was like, I'm not getting paid well enough for the work that I'm doing. They shot me an offer and it was just like trash. And I was like, no, I never signed an NDA. I literally sat in my office in my drawer. I never signed it. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm going to walk away from this. I took everything. I took all like the $3,000 worth of equipment I bought. I took with their money, everything.
Yeah.
I took it all. I told all the current clients that we had that they needed to be refunded. As soon as they got refunded, I opened up AuthenFit LLC, and every single one of my clients' payments went right to AuthenFit.
Damn.
So we instantly were a profitable business, just like overnight with that. So
did you pick up where that left off then? Were you you were still traveling to the client?
Yep. So we were still a mobile fitness company.
And you were still working with the same clients, but from AuthenFit.
Yep.
Yeah. So now you're in your personal car.
Yes.
Yeah.
No
more van.
No more van, man. Shout out that van. So I'm pretty sure I think I would have killed people in that van. That thing was massive.
Did you keep the rate the same?
Yeah, rates were the same.
Yeah.
Because they were already with us, so it was good money.
How long were you doing that for? So from start to finish, from getting in the van for the first time to hanging up the boots.
So I think I moved there hanging up the boots in the field. So I think it was October or November of 2018, I think, is when I moved because Dan had a really bad motorcycle accident and I had to push all my moving back and moved down there. I think that lasted maybe like 6 or 7 months, I want to say.
Okay.
And then we transitioned. So something like that. Or maybe it was close to a year because I remember the holidays coming up and that's when AuthenFit took a really deep dive. So AuthenFit technically took a step back. It was no longer a mobile fitness company. We couldn't upkeep everything. I was spending so much money in gas, destroying my car.
Yeah.
And then it turned into like an online fitness. Yeah. So this is when my socials I'm like really diving into my social more. And, I had maybe like a few clients that were paying like nothing a month. I had to start working at a gym again because the bills were not being met. I was maxing out credit cards. I slept on the floor for an entire year. Every single piece of furniture in my house I found it next to a dumpster, if I'm being completely honest. My couch, my coffee table, my TV was donated from my aunt. Like I had nothing to my name, quite literally.
This is in Atlanta?
This is in Atlanta, living in like a shit ass apartment. Which is just insane to me. And then, I was just like, okay, well, I got to get a fucking job. Like, this isn't working. Started working at a local gym and then moved to a different apartment. And then that's when COVID hit and TikTok blew up. And then as soon as the coaching business went, I quit everything.
So you were doing AuthentiFit, but you weren't making it happen.
It was like under $1,000 a month coming in from it. And as a trainer, obviously you don't make that much, you know, at a shit gym.
But you still like had a decent presence on socials, yeah?
Yeah, I think at that point I was probably like closer to 20K maybe because my presence took a little bit.
How did you maintain that? I mean, did your followers know that you were struggling, or were you putting on this whole show until you could make it?
So they definitely had no clue that I was like sleeping on the floor. Because I think I was very embarrassed of that at my point in life, because I was like, you know, I took this big step. I, you know, worked with this company, and then I like thought I was going to do so good with AuthentiFit, and it took a dip, and I was like, shit, okay, this is life. You know, this is what your parents tell you about. And I was very blunt with certain things in my life, but that was the one thing I just wasn't comfortable sharing. But yeah, I think I started YouTube around like that year too. So there's some videos where you can see my like shit ass apartment and me cooking in the kitchen and like everything. So
it really sounds like in overnight, it really went from the foundation you laid to, well, I mean, to be fair, like you did have to have the ability and the foundation to take on those 200 clients, right?
Yeah.
Like everyone listening here, if they had 200 people that signed up for their coaching business, like 99.9% of them couldn't handle that at all. They couldn't even handle it.
And the experience, you had the experience. Like you're well knowledge in that field. So that's it's just insane how everyone that comes on this pod has like a story from COVID. Like, it was like a moment where they either went up or they went down, you know?
And just wanted to say,
just fucking crazy.
I just wanted to say, like literally, not just even COVID, bro. It's like every single successful person that doesn't matter if they were here or not, went through something before, like really negative or really down from like every one of us basically. That's life. Really, what you just said. That's what your parents like. Yeah,
and you got to realize when you're in that, like, you got to be like, all right, this is my shit. This is my like shit part of my journey. Like, I gotta. Like, am I going to quit or am I going to fucking use this and go harder than ever, you know?
Whoever didn't go through that, those people don't respect so much what they're doing today or something. They think it's just like overnight, okay, it's going to continue like that. Never going to continue like that. So do you like, would you change anything the way that things happened, or do you appreciate the value of the lessons you learned then?
I appreciate everything. And I think like I often forget that all that happened. And what's crazy is like you posting all the stuff from where you were a year ago, it brings all of that up in my mind, which reminds me like, hey, like look at yourself in the mirror and be fucking proud of you. And also it's like, wake up, like what do you got to do today? You know, what's next? Like you could still be in that same situation.
I had that like last week. I just felt myself like getting comfortable.
Yeah.
Which is like the worst. Because I preach like don't ever get fucking comfortable. Exactly. And I felt myself kind of getting in this like comfortable zone, and I'm like, you gotta fucking wake up. Like, now I get up, I make a list. I'm like, all right, task 1, task 2, task 3. Like, and I just remember where the fuck I was a year ago. I'm like, all right, you gotta remember that. Yeah. Like, do not lose sight of that, because this was not your life. Yep. You created this life. Now you got to hold on to it. You got to work harder.
Yeah. You want to talk about that a little bit? Like, you know, you got to the point where you not like a breaking point, but you were like, you didn't feel like you felt semi like imposter. I mean, you felt imposter syndrome a little bit. You know, the things that you were saying versus the things that you were doing, and how you felt you needed to change.
Yeah. Listen, I work my ass off, like, but I definitely felt myself getting comfortable, and it's almost like I felt bad because I'm like, listen, I got a podcast. I preach this. I got a YouTube now. I answer DMs and I'm saying all this stuff. I'm like, am I even listening to myself? And it was actually a good thing that happened, because after that, like, now I really snapped out of it, and I'm in a really good place mentally.
That's why I like to like go home, is because when you go home, you see everything and you're like, what the fuck? You know, you see the people who aren't changing, and you see the people who are doing the same shit. And it's like, it's terrifying. Like it scares the shit out of me, but it scares me to a point where it's like, all right, I'm ready to go back home. I'm ready to get back to work. Like that was all I needed. You know, that's the motivation that I need to keep pushing. And keep sharing that shit, because it really snaps me back into where I need to be.
Other people sharing is what makes me like look back. And like I went home, like when I go home, maybe like a few weeks ago, and I'm just thinking like out here, I'm like signing with Gorilla, I'm doing all these good things. I go home, my mom's like, they raised my rent, like shit like that. And I'm like, I snap back and I'm like, fuck, there's still like real life going on back home. And I'm like, and then I come back here and it makes me like appreciate everything so much more, and I work even harder. So you need that.
Damn. I remember
commercials.
It's not like I have it like,
this video is sponsored by Apple.
I love when, that's why I just said
everyone gets free laptops.
I love when people share that. I love when you share that also. Same.
You need it.
I can't share my thing, but I would one day I will. Yeah,
but you need that. You know, you need people. Like I love when people share their shit because I'm like, fuck, like it makes me appreciate my stuff.
I said I can't in a way, like I can't do it. I want to do it, but I can't for other reasons.
I remember, Kayla, you and I were talking a while ago, and you went home for the holidays, like you said, and you just felt entirely disconnected from friends and even family, and you felt like you were getting sort of side-eyed, talked about behind your back, and you just were over it so fast, and you felt like you were sort of operating in a different world than these people. And to me, like, I mean, first of all, I want to let you touch on that, but also like hearing from where you came from and how you had to dig yourself out, and this is all self-made, but then still your family or your close friends can sort of talk about you in that way. Like how hard is that?
That's very challenging. I'm at like a really weird point in life right now where, and I know it's like, again, back to like what society says. Society's like, you know, be close to your family, do this, do that. But it's like, if your family, yes, family's blood, family's forever. But if your family is not, you know, are they rooting for you? Are they going with you? Are they bringing you down? Like what direction are you going in? And that's something I always ask myself with anybody in my life, you know, family, not, I don't know. I look at my cat sometime and I'm like, are you helping me, bro? Like you're pissing me off, you know? Shout out Max and Platoon. But no, it's like, I'm just very careful about my energy now. You know, the negativity, if stuff like that is around me, it destroys me. So blood or not, I can't have that. So
we are pretty similar in that.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. Like I get the people who say family's forever, and it's like, but I just, again, are we benefiting each other or are we not? And so I just kind of come to a point where it's like, you know, I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to help in any way that I can, but there's only so much I can do before I am now going backwards versus forward. Right. So it's like anybody, you know, listening to this that's struggling with anything like that, it's like you just got to keep chasing your journey. But, you know, again, don't forget the hands, shout out to that computer. Don't forget the hands that feed you, and, you know, make sure you can give back in a certain way, but don't break yourself over it.
100%. I like that. I agree. 100%. I agree. Yeah. I mean, that's something that we talk about a lot. And even if, I don't know, like even your family, if they're supportive, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to understand what you're doing or what you're going through. So like,
I personally went totally against my what they believe in, and totally different. Like I'm the only one that's in the family like totally doing something else that like they're not supporting or something. Well, they didn't support basically anything, but especially
but yeah, especially something like I want to be a YouTuber. Like,
yeah.
Absolutely.
If you love what you do and you truly believe in that,
it's tough.
You've gotten all the way to this point, and especially recently, you've been doing a ton of traveling. You've been Chicago. Do you want to talk about like what's going on in your life right now? Because honestly, even me, like we don't get to catch up a lot.
I don't see anybody. I see Dorian because we have to see each other because of our schedules.
So what's going on right now?
We are the same teams, literally.
Legit. But I'm just in like a big travel phase. Like I just talked about this recently on my Instagram. I was like, you know, we go through seasons of life, and I think I used to beat myself up for seasons I was in. I was like, why am I experiencing this? Why am I not on my shit? Why am I like going to bed super late? Like, what am I doing? But I look back and I realize like I'm just in a different season, and my like mind is in a different place. So it's like, instead of pushing against that, I'm just going to fucking flow with it, feel it out. Where does this take me? And then once that next season starts, I'm going to ride it. And right now it's just, I'm traveling. I'm going everywhere. Like I had no plans this weekend. My mom's like, hey, I'm free for 3 days. I'm like, all right, sick. Like, see you soon. You know, like I can do that. So why not do that? Yeah. I'm just putting my physique kind of on a little bit on the back burner because you know, sure, if I'm eating healthy, whatever, but it's like if I'm shredded and I'm not shredded, what's the fucking difference as long as I'm happy? So that's kind of where I'm at. I've literally been, the past 30 days, I think I've been on a plane more than I've been not on a plane.
So some of it's been for work, some of it's been for pleasure.
Yeah, so it's like a little bit of balance, but if it is pleasure, it ends up being work because there's a camera.
Right.
So, and also, you know, write-offs. So it's
like, you created that freedom, so fuck it.
Yeah.
Travel all you want. I like the season thing that you said. I like that.
Yeah.
It hits like when you think about it, because you look back and you beat yourself up sometimes and you're like, why am I not performing at my highest, or why am I not doing this? Because I used to do this. Well, you used to do it for a reason, right? Like just get out of your head.
I look at photos like me shredded from like a year and a half ago. I'm like, I wish I can get back to that. Like, but it's not like impossible.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm in a different season, right? I'm in like the work season. I'm in like the traveling and doing things. So I like, thank you. Like, no, I'm gonna accept that now. Like, I'm in a different season. I'm in a different season. Fucking off season.
We all are.
Off season for fitness. Like, but like I'm in fucking the middle of the season right now for like work and grinding. Like, so
yeah.
I like that.
That's the hard part that comes with like competing though. It fucks you. It's like, like I'm not my best. Well, like how about you look better than 95% of America right now? Like, like how about we chill? Like we're good.
And whenever you get there, what was
that? Was insane. I was like breathing out. It was like coming.
I thought that was like an alien.
It sounded like he's enjoying like,
I thought this guy was talking or something. I was like,
I don't know where that air was coming from.
I don't know what I was gonna say.
My bad. Fucking weird noises
Joe's
coming out.
neck had something to say.
Dude, that was weird. I even called. I was like, what?
It was naming the season that you're currently in.
Yo, fuck that. I don't even know what I was gonna say. Fuck. All right.
Dude, that was weird.
I said something about competing.
I felt it.
Yeah.
how we look better than 95%.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe I already said this, but I was gonna say like when you're in the best physical shape of your life, like that a lot of times that's people's worst mental. It's their worst mental.
Yeah, definitely worst.
And you can't wait to start eating and get healthy again. And then you do, and you're like, oh, I want to be shit. Like people are we're so stupid like that. Or like, like you look at something, you're like, oh yeah, I want to feel how I'm feeling right now, but look like that. Like that's not reality.
It's not reality.
Wake up.
Yeah,
it
exactly.
Ain't gonna
what do you think
happen.
you're doing? Do you have any plans to compete anytime soon?
So 2023, it's gonna happen. I told myself, for the longest time, I was like, yo, like competing's not for me. Like, yo, fuck that.
But the clicks though.
That's what I said also, never again.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It comes with it, but it's like I have a really big year next year in regards to just like brands.
Shout out.
So because of that, I want to be able to like really push push myself and be able to get shredded and be able to, bring people along on that journey, because that is what I grew off of. My social grew when I was in a prep.
Yeah.
So it's like I've kind of been in this weird phase of like, what do I share? What is that? Like, am I still benefiting people? I question myself sometimes on that because I'm not competing. And so I feel like I'm still in that journey of finding myself and sharing what I want to share. But I think competing will really, I'm a whole different person when I'm competing.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
And your audience is so much bigger now.
Yeah.
So like it's even more motivating to want to share your journey, knowing that more people are going to be following it.
Exactly.
And it's overall just goal.
Yeah.
When you have in front of yourself,
it's something to work towards every day.
You guys are your competitors naturally. Like you are gonna fall back into at least like these goals. I mean, okay, you guys, you and Dorian, when I say you guys, specifically, you guys have essentially achieved the quote unquote influencer goals that you guys started your journey for, right? Like you guys are where you want to be in terms of sponsorship, in terms of following, but like, I mean, it's not enough, right? Like you guys have goals that you are continuing to set for yourself. So it makes sense why you guys want to jump into something that's going to push you to your physical and mental best.
Yeah. That reminds me of when I won summer shredding, and, I already was sponsored by Ghost for, I think it was like almost a year by then. And once I landed Alphalete and then I had, a knockout at the time, like 2 weeks later, I was like, I was at the highest point of my life, but I felt like I was at the lowest point of my life. So it was the craziest thing in the world, because you're like, cool, I just achieved all this, but like, now what? Like I felt so empty. And then that's like, it was just a really weird season for me, because I was like, okay, well, what do I do now? Like, what am I chasing? What's my purpose? So
yeah,
it's I just like, for example, for me, it's just like I like to put something that's almost in other people's mind, like almost impossible to achieve. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so whatever it takes in the end of the day is like, it's a matter of time. It's not if you can or you can't. It's a matter of time. I said like, I don't want to compete, and all of a sudden now I'm preparing for a pro card, which is like. In 90% of the people, okay, I have a good physique, this and that. When we talk about pro card, I'm far away from there.
Got a pretty good physique.
Solid. But far away from a pro card, let's be honest, right? So with that said, that's what's pushed me. Like, not those people that like, he believes, he lives with me, he knows how I work, how I look, whatever. He probably also believes, of course, because like we are, you believe because you saw me in person, this and that. but other people don't. So for those kind of people, I like to do more.
Yeah, it
You know,
drives
like
you.
I enjoy that part. Like, well, and then in the end of the day, like, for myself, of course, not for the other people. I'm doing that for myself just to prove myself once again. You know?
And it's also the time, like the timing. Like, bro, Alfleet was your dream. Boom, Alfleet goes. Boom, goes. You know what I'm saying? So look how fast you got those accomplished. Now it's like, fuck. Now what? Like, I already pretty much like made my dreams reality. Now you're making even bigger goals for your like pro card, like things that seem impossible, but now you're gonna fucking do it. And
do you have like business goals for yourself outside of like what you're doing with Authenfit brands you want to start or anything
so
like that?
With coaching, I'm actually in a really weird with coaching. I kind of want to transition a little bit more. It's like not my biggest passion anymore, and I found that out about myself, which is it's an okay thing. So now it's like, okay, how do I transition this? So we're in the process of hiring on coaches and like making that a more established thing that I can just run the back end of and not shut the fuck up. Fucking hate you so much. Coach Dorian. But yeah, so it's like that. I want to be able to let that work on its own and me just do the business back end. But in regards to just business goals overall, I want to have something that's mine. I don't know what that is right now, but I know that time will come. And right now I'm in a phase where I watch the back end of so many big businesses that we're surrounded by, and I'm learning so much. So it's like I'm just absorbing it all and seeing what could I do here better, or what are they doing wrong, or how did they learn through this process, all of that. That way, when that moment comes for me and I'm like, this is what I want to do, I have all of these things like churning in my head. I have the connections already. And someone that inspired me in that was Max Schuning. I mean, look at him. How old he, I'm not saying he's old, but how old he is. And he started the candy company, and look at it now. Like that inspires the shit out of me, because it's like, I just turned 27.
Or for a business, it's never too late. It's never too
exactly.
late. Anything. Yeah.
Yep. And so it's like, that's where I'm like, okay, well, I'm just again, back to the season. I'm in a season where I'm just absorbing and I'm learning. And when that time comes, then I will be going at that full force. So.
And it's one of those things where like when the time is right, the time is right. Like you don't want to rush into something and then like find that that's not actually what you want to do. And so when you do it, like you said, when you find that thing where it's like, oh, this is it, you can go at it full throttle and then feel really 100%. Confident about it.
And we are all of us really blessed to be in that surrounding. Like whoever wants to start with something here, we will have a lot of information and a help probably.
Yeah.
So
100%. I always say like, trust your timing, because you go look at someone like Jeremy Foster, who's like fucking 19 years old, right? And I'm 25, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Everyone has their own
got
time.
put on at a different time, he's 19.
Age is just a mirage.
Exactly. It doesn't, you gotta trust your timing. Like everyone's journey is different.
For me, the worst ever question is when someone asks me, how old are you? Why the fuck that changes anything? If I'm 16 or 36, what does that change anything?
Well, 18 or 36.
Okay, I might be a little bit prettier when I was 18. I might be a little bit prettier.
If he's 12 or he's 36, doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't actually matter.
Don't clip that.
Anti-clip.
Well, it doesn't.
Trust the timing of your journey. Like
exactly.
You can't look at your best friend hits 10K and you're still at 1,300. Like, all right. Like,
congratulations. Change overnight.
I love thinking about Gary Vee. How Gary Vee started with Wine Library, and he's just making like outrageous YouTube videos in his like freaking dad's liquor store for years. Yeah. And then he's like, bro, and he blew up when he was like, fucking 40 something. And he always says like, bro, like, what are you talking about? You're 27. Like, what are you worried about? He's like, he started his shit when he was 40 something.
I think it's just it's the pressure of like the outside world. Like I'm going to so many, I'm going to back weddings of my best friends. And I'm over here like with my cats traveling. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? I'm like, damn, what do I gotta do? Do I gotta have kids? Like, so it's like that pressure. And it's it's not me, it's me putting it on myself. So that's where I think I feel older than I am, but I will always be a child inside for sure.
I mean, I sort of want to like, what's the word? I want to talk about that though in the sense of your friends from home are doing those things because they might be in the position that you were when you left, but like the people that you associate with here are more along the lines that you're talking about. A lot more people here are like
not thinking about marriage.
Right, they're not thinking.
That's not even a thought in my mind.
Exactly, but I don't know. That's why environment's so important. Because if you were still living at home doing this, you'd probably feel much more inclined to follow that because those are the people you're hanging out with all the time. But I think the people here specifically are nowhere. They're not. It's not a thought.
Dude, I'm scrolling IG like. I see people from home getting engaged. I'm just like,
all the time.
Like it doesn't even faze me because I'm like, I don't even have time to think about that.
Yeah.
There's so much more in my mind that I got to accomplish for myself before I even that's even a thought. But environment's everything. You're right.
Oh, absolutely. This
People out
environment
here,
is like you say something out loud, go for it. You say somewhere else is like, bro, it's like, you think about it. Like, think
They'll bring
about
up all the cons. Like, what if this happens? Like,
they're like
security.
the realistic bullshit.
Well, not only that, not only go for it, like people hold you accountable. Like if you said right now you wanted to start a business or a podcast or whatever it is, and you told us, you're like, I want to do that. We're like, all right, cool. How can we help? Let's do it.
Exactly.
Let's go on. We'll be your first guest. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and there is no doubt
boom,
in
boom.
anyone's heads like, oh, no, she can't do it. Like, no, we're all like, yeah, just started. Like, we already know it's going to be good.
Actually, I think that's a really good point. The fact, so like coming from where you came from, like your lowest point, Dorian, same thing, your lowest point, Joe's lowest point. Like if you can get to here from there, there's nothing that you feel like you can't get done. And that's why like a business, whatever it is that you want to start, like no matter what it is, you're like, oh yeah, I can do that. Yeah. Not everybody has that. Not everybody has the experience to have that blind confidence, or not even blind because you've proved it to yourself. So how do you teach that to someone who hasn't necessarily been in that place? How do you teach someone who grew up in a, like a relatively wealthy household or whatever, just like middle class, and like they haven't really quote unquote struggled. But like, how do they find that confidence to be like, I can leave, I can go pursue my dreams, or I can start that business if like they don't believe in themselves yet? How do you get there?
You just have to get out of your environment. Like I tell people all the time, like I told my little niece, I said, whenever you can, I said, if you choose a college, you want to go to college, I said, go somewhere not here.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if you got to go in debt, but like, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to pay off way more than if you stay at home and you don't get that experience that you need. Like if I never left my home, I don't think I would be anywhere closer to where I am now because the environment was so different, and it wasn't that like you're just following again the society that's around you. So that would be my biggest thing. But if you're coming from, you don't have struggle in your life, it is very, very hard to teach other people to have that drive that we have. And I really don't know how you teach that. I think that, hey, maybe that hardship will come. And once it does, you're going to go, oh, this is what they were talking about.
I actually recently talked a lot about that, even on, I think, How to Beast with him also podcast. And now I did a Q&A and also was a question about like how to build but how are you so confident or whatever. Okay, but for some people it comes naturally, right? But how to build, I said it multiple times, like if you're starting from the scratch, even if you're given with everything, you have everything, but you want to do something for yourself. It's a little day by day, like start with something small. Wake like you didn't so far make your bed in the morning, right? Put it as a goal, first goal for the day. You did it. Next day, put 2 goals. 10 goals in the end of the month, for example. End of the month, you did a whole 10 goals that you wanted to achieve in the particular day, right? End of the day, you'll be like, whatever I said, I did it. Literally, like I accomplished everything. Okay, let's try something like a little bit more risky or something. Bam, again achieved. There is confidence comes. Like it's not from doing nothing. Like when you prove yourself that you can do actually whatever you put in your mind, confidence comes naturally. Like literally immediately comes. Same like we were talking about the girls, but the same. If you like start approaching and then 2 out of 3 respond, okay, you'll be already okay. Something works. So like then you're gonna start being more, and then that confidence like comes out of you, and then it's gonna be 5 out of 5 because you're like more natural. You're like energy. You can feel people's
like repetition like that will definitely build. But I think especially people out here, like it's just something instilled in them. Like there's something that you can't teach.
Yes.
That like us, we all have that. Everyone out here has it. Elliot's got it. Like you just can't teach it. It's something inside your brain that you just you want to do something different.
Totally
you want to be more. You want more for yourself. I'll never settle for like average anything. Anything I do, I want how could I be like the best at that?
But also and this is something I struggle with too. It's like, I talked about this recently. We have that mindset, and it's so like, it's like this elite mindset to where it pushes so many people away, and that's okay. But it also is hard because you are so up here, and it's so challenging sometimes to come down. And I'm not saying we need to, but it's hard to have that when people, aren't always on the same path as you. It's like,
do you lose your relatability? You mean?
That's like I'm like, get out, like, and it's toxic in a way, but it's also like, there's a flip side of like, well, is it toxic? Because I'm actually taking care of myself. So it's like finding that balance. That's something that I'm kind of
I'm
in
the
right
same,
now.
and I hate it and love it about myself, but I more kind of hate it, to be honest. Sometimes
it's hard.
Yeah,
it's if
I see a little bit of like something that it doesn't even have to be like a person that is like bad person or something. I just don't feel good around those people. I introvert. I just like go away and I don't like communicate anymore. I just like distance myself and do my thing, which is like good and bad thing. I keep myself like, healthy mindset and everything. But at the same time, I still want those people around me. So it's like, I don't want to be an asshole or something.
It's a form of selfishness that you need to have in order to like prioritize yourself. But at the same time, people around you are like, he's being an asshole. Like, he's not making time.
Yes.
But you are like, you're doing a positive thing, but it seems so negative to the people around you. To yourself, you're like, I'm bettering myself right now because I'm doing this. But everyone around you is like, he's not making time. He's so busy. He's doing this. Yeah. It's tough, it's kind of hard.
Sometimes I'm asking like, why I can do this, what I'm doing by being around 20 more people, but some of us are born different, I guess. I'm really introverted person, so it's tough for me. Like I struggle with that. If I do that, even like then after that, I need a break. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, as I said, like when you're introverted, that's like disease almost, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can explain to the people they are not like that. So people usually charge from other people's energy, right? And for me it's opposite. When I surrounded, not for my loved ones that I love the most, for example, them or something, but when I'm surrounded by the people that I'm usually not so much with, and then I like literally like I'm empty. In the end of the day, I come home, I'm like empty. I don't know, like my energy is like totally like I don't know how to explain. It's just you know what I mean. And then I need to recharge from my like private time. I need like 1 hour, 2 hour of my day, like being alone and just like go through the things what I want to like do tomorrow or something, because that's the only way that I can again go back to my routine or do what I love to do or something.
Makes sense, bro.
No, I'm thinking about that a lot. Actually, I was just thinking this whole time here about like what you were saying. Like the reason why you feel like you're being drained around, and I'm not like no one specifically, but people, because you don't feel like you're operating at the same level that they are. You feel like you're on and it is not like.
But see, I don't find myself above anyone.
No, I know it's not like an elite. It's not like an elitist thing, but like it's like that's
only thing that I do think about myself, that I'm hungrier than most of the people. Yeah.
He's actually hungry.
No. That was I'm hungry about what I want in my life.
And I think that's
in that way.
I think a little bit of that is like if you're surrounded by people all day that you feel like you don't associate with necessarily, or you can't connect with on an intellectual or whatever level, then like after enough time you just I understand that you feel like you've been drained, and so like that's why when you get energy from people who are similar to you, and then if you go in some place you just that you're out of your element, like there's no shame in that, but it's like those people aren't gonna they're not gonna give you that energy.
And my problem is that I don't know how to pretend, so I'm very awkward when I'm like, when I don't vibe with someone, I'm like, you can see it, so like I don't want to, and you know me, like immediately you literally can't. I'm never gonna tell in your face, but you can see when I'm not comfortable with someone. So
it's just self-awareness. It's just like knowing, what are you feeling, and whatever you're feeling, act on that and be respectful of it for yourself. But it is challenging.
It is. It definitely is. Yeah.
When you travel, like, do you travel alone, or when you get there, do you like to stay around the people when you're there, or you kind of do your own thing?
I used to. So even when I'm like traveling with brands now, mostly Ghost, like before, sometimes we'll stay in a room with someone or whatever. I kind of request. I like to be alone now. Yeah. I just work better. And again, back to the recharging yourself. Like if I'm around more people, I carry my energy higher when I'm around people. So it's so much more draining to me. And it's like, if I got to shoot the next day, well, I'm not going to have this high energy again. I can only hold it for so long. But majority of the time I'm traveling alone. Yeah. And I like that. I mean, I'm usually visiting someone or whatever, but I like to feel that because I've never been able to be alone in those aspects. So it's like I'm trying to challenge myself and feel that more, get more comfortable with it, because it's so powerful when you could be alone and travel alone and experience things alone. It's crazy how powerful it is. And I used to be so scared of it. So yeah, I
agree.
That is really interesting.
I actually did at home my whole life. So maybe that's why I also am where I am right now in that way, like being introverted, because I was always, by myself, basically moving every 6 months here and there. And so being alone all the time without family, friends, anyway, I got used to that.
Yeah, it's normal. Like that's your normal.
Yeah, working for myself, by myself, cleaning my clothes and everything when I was like 16 already, and making my own meals and everything like that. So I'm like, I don't need anyone. You know, like it sounds really bad, but it sounds really bad. I tell you, like my girlfriend, I was like, when we have a house and family and kids, I'm gonna definitely have a little like man's cave. Literally, no one's can enter there. When I want my hour of
Your
my
kid
own,
wants to hang out with
fuck
you.
the kids, get the fuck out.
I'm in the cave. I'm in the cave.
No one can approach it. I'm gonna have a little house in my house,
10 locks.
literally, and I need like 1 or 2 hours when I'm like, okay. Recharging. I'll be back. I'll be back.
It's normal.
What's a trip or an experience that you've had recently that sort of changed a perspective of yours?
I was just I was at Lake of the Ozarks, which is beautiful. Right. Never been. That's awesome. Dope. Cool. You can party pretty hard there. It was really awesome. And I think that, we stayed at this lake house that was like a multi-million-dollar house, and it opened my eyes to like, whoa, like you are not shit in a good way, right? Like of like, you are nowhere near the level and the potential that you could be, and in the companies that you could grow, and the financial aspects that can come with it, and what you can provide for those around you. And I was just like, when I see 3 boats, jet ski, I'm like, what?
Yeah,
one
person
owns this? You know what I mean? I was like,
and it's their vacation home. It's like they're not even here 89% of the year.
That was the part where I was like, yo, I'm doing something wrong. It inspired me a lot. And I was just like, let me take this in. I woke up really early alone and sat out there on the water, and I was like,
mornings.
Yeah, I'm like, what do I need to do? No, I don't do that, but drinking a coffee. Coffee is my drug. And I was just like, what do I need to do to get to this point? Like, what is that next step for me? And that's what kind of started again churning those thoughts of like, what is that?
Yeah.
So,
what did you come up with?
Nothing. I went back to the, I'm in this season, bro. It'll come eventually.
I like you said you got inspired. Like,
no, that's fire.
Because it's almost like look at you guys now, right? You got like Alfleet Goes, all these sponsors. It's like, all right, but is that am I done?
Yeah.
No, fuck that, right? Like there's so much more there's more money to be made. There's more things to experience. There's more people to meet. Like, it's just never ending. It's just never ending grind. It's awesome.
I want to share a quote that I was thinking about the other day. I was talking with my friend, and they were saying, I was like, what do you want to do? And they're like, I don't need much. I don't want much. All I want to do is basically be there and provide for the people that I care about and love. And I took a step back and I thought about that, and I was like, respectfully, if people that you care about and love need something from you, but you can't provide it, are you really are you really there? Are you really there for that person in their sense? Or are you only willing to give them what you're capable of? And I know that's a toxic way of thinking, but I'm thinking the way I'm doing things, the way I'm grinding, where I want to be is if anyone I know and love that I care for needs anything, I can provide that. Not just love and support, but if you needed rent paid, if you needed to fly to your best friend's wedding, and you know what I'm saying? Like anything that someone needs, that's what I want. So it's like, it's about, yes, I want to be able to provide and be there for the people that I love and care for, but also be the person that they can reach out to for the things that they need. I don't know. Like I was thinking about that the other day.
I agree with that.
No, I totally agree. I think I even told you that because like Kelsey, I was struggling with that at the beginning, and I was like trying to explain whatever I do in the end of the day, I do also for you. Like in my head already, doesn't matter if it's gonna be something or no. Like him, you. In my head, everyone's who I love, who is like, one day I want to like what you just said, like literally whatever I do, one day I want to like chill and be in a situation like, oh, Dorian, I need something. I'm like, fuck yeah,
I got
that's
you.
Why I
got you.
That's why I work for. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, also like you want to have kids. How the fuck you gonna have kids if you don't have anything in your pocket?
Exactly.
You know, like,
and I was like, that's like leaving home. Like, it doesn't make sense to the people. Like my mom was like, "What? You're leaving? What do you mean leaving?" Like, I gotta go to. I'm like, I gotta go to Texas. Like that's where. But now she understands. Like, all right, he's in Texas now. Like, doing what he has to do, and it's gonna all come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully down the line, I could get her a house, get her to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
But she accepted now that he has to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're holding on to staying home, then you're not really taking care of the people around you. Because if you have more opportunities to go somewhere else and you turn it down, are you actually trying to provide for them?
Yeah.
Because if you are, then you should leave, and they should understand. Like, all right, he has to go out there, grind, and that's what's gonna bring the the money and all the happiness and all that. So
in order to be successful, you always need to risk something. It's just like that.
You have to give something up to get something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It might be a really great thing in your life that you really love. You still need to risk it. It might be a really bad thing that you didn't even like. That's the best possible option. But usually it's something that you actually like, or both. Even as she said, family, friends. If they don't see your vision, that's the part that you need to risk. One day they'll realize after like 5-10 years, doesn't matter, but
and you have to leave your environment at home. Like, get out of your hometown as fast as you can and just go experience.
And just go Houston.
Just go to Houston. Really fast.
Get outside right now.
Everyone just go to Houston.
Seriously, like, I really recommend everyone just get out of your
sprint as fast as you can.
Get up and run.
You're in a car.
Fuck your gym. Go to Alpha Lab.
No, but for real, like, I really recommend everyone you got to get out of your hometown. You got to see that there's more in the world. There's more out there.
I agree.
And if you're at a 9-to-5 you hate, if you can, obviously, it's situational, but quit your fucking job and go try. You could always go back and find another 9-to-5 that is going to replace that same fucking money you were making.
Yeah.
Very easily, you could replace that job, but you cannot get back time. That is what I preach the most. Like, you literally cannot get back time. Try, get out of your hometown, go try something, travel, meet people.
Out of comfort zone.
Get the fuck out of your comfort zone.
A visualization that I use sometimes that helps is like, think about if you can like take a Google Earth view of the US, right? So you zoom out, you're looking at the
Google
US.
Earth is crazy.
Where is this going?
And you grew up, so for me, I grew up in the Northeast, like the way Northeast in Rhode Island, Connecticut. And that's a red dot there, right? So my whole my whole life growing up, like all I'm doing is bouncing around the states in the Northeast, right? Go to Vermont,
same people,
like,
same fucking places.
You're just doing that, like years go by, right? So you're going, okay, all of a sudden you go to school, boom, I shot down to Pennsylvania, okay, back home a little bit, Pennsylvania a little bit, traveled around Maryland a little bit.
No, I like this visual,
okay, you're flying around, but then like, but like, oh, what are the chances that you're going to find your people and the love of your life within those small areas that you spent your whole, what if she's in fucking Oregon or whatever? What if they're in, and now you can zoom out even further and fucking spin Google Earth. And there's a bunch of other fucking countries in there. When I went and studied abroad in Italy, I was like, it literally blew my mind. I was like, I don't know how old it is. I don't know, 19 or something. But I was like, wait, like, there's like grocery stores and things here. Like there's people that live while I'm doing my bullshit on the other side of the world. Like
this is the same planet that I'm on.
Now imagine, so if you had a little red dot that followed you everywhere you were in your life, you have not covered anywhere you've covered an embarrassingly small amount of this world. And you have an obligation to go and figure what the fuck else is out there.
Now, if you're listening on Spotify, I feel so bad for you because he just went ham. But dude, I never thought about it like that.
Yeah,
that's fucking awesome, for real.
That was good. I'm never gonna unsee that. You know,
like that little red.
It's
I'm gonna wake up in the morning.
If you spend all that time bouncing around the same little area, the same people you're walking by, the same places you're going.
That's all you've seen.
There's so much more out there.
Yeah,
like,
and you never know where you're gonna find.
You'll never know if you don't fucking try. You know.
Damn, I gotta get out of Houston.
Nah, that
On to the next one.
Where are you going next?
I don't know. Wait, flying?
Yeah.
She's like,
I'm going to Atlanta Friday.
Oh yeah, you said, oh yeah.
Yeah, but
and then where?
And then I'll be in Orlando.
And then where?
And then I'll be in
Tulum for like 2 days.
Chicago.
Yo, dead ass. We should go.
Wait, did you mention how you got picked up by Ghost?
No, I actually didn't.
Yeah,
This is actually a crazy cool story.
Yeah, how did that happen?
I know. Good one,
Jay.
You told me this.
Yeah, so fucking wild. So I loved their products. I before that, I think I used, I don't know, whatever you could find at Walmart that was super cheap.
C4.
Probably, just sneak it into the cart because I couldn't afford it probably. But
And put it in an empty tub of Ghost.
something, I don't know. But yeah, I was like, when I started working at the gym near me, shout out Bolingbrook Export, that is where my career started. Instagram started everything. So I go there in October of 2017. And I saw, in the GNC next door, I've never been to a GNC in my life. I don't know what the fuck this is. Go in there, and the marketing of Ghost is just gorgeous. I was like, I don't know what that is, but I want that.
Yeah.
And I just bought it. I'm pretty sure it was like BCAs or some shit. It wasn't even pre-workout.
You don't even know what you're buying.
You know what I mean? I'm like, well, this is sick. Like,
Glow.
it looks cool. Glow wasn't out then. But I ended up buying that, and that was like one of my first products, and I loved it. Like, I loved the taste of it. I loved the way it looked. Like, it was just so appealing. And you're in the gym, and you pull it out. And like, back then, people were like, what is that? What is that?
I had the same thing. I went in GNC, I was like, can I try that? Like,
yeah.
Ghost it is really appealing. The fucking,
I love them.
Gotta keep going.
They crushed it. And so that's kind of where like my journey with like loving their products started. And then obviously I started to become a little bit more knowledgeable about it, and I would just tag them in a ton of stuff. I think it was 2018. I don't know what month it was, but I posted a picture holding a tub of protein, cereal milk, and then I think it was like pre-workout on top. And I tagged them, and I tagged like Be Seen was like one of their taglines, still is. And I became Legend of the Week. So they used to do Legend of the Week where they would take a bunch of people who supported the brand and they would post you like on their main feed with like a swipe. And so I became Legend of the Week. And the next day I was walking into work and I look over and there's a Ghost booth at GNC. And I'm like, no fucking way. So I walk over there and I ended up meeting CJ, who's now my manager with Ghost. And, you know, we just kindled a relationship. I got his number and he's like, yo, we're going out this weekend. I think it was that day. He's like, we're going to Tao. The owners are coming out. Everything. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. So ended up going out to the bar. It wasn't the bar, it's a club. It's fucking wild. It's insane. Ended up going out, met like a few of the athletes at the time. And then right when like Dan and Ryan, the owners, came through, it was just like it just wasn't the best first interaction, if I'm being like completely honest. Like they wanted us to clear out once the owners came through, and I was like, I just felt uncomfortable. Like the club is just not a space for me, but especially back then. I'm more comfortable now. I just wasn't as confident then. Yeah. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna like dip out. So I left. CJ messaged me a few days later and was like, you know what happened, whatever. And I was like, it's not the same for me. Gotta go. Yeah. Left. I just kind of like left it at that. I just kept supporting the brand, and I think it got to a point where I reached out and I was like, you know, what's the next step? Like, how do I become more and a part of this? As I was starting to grow a social media following, and you know, he was like, here's some things you need, you know, and he just kind of talked about growth, and it was just like, you know, starting YouTube, like grow your Instagram, whatever, just more brand awareness and loyalty. And I was like, okay, bet. I think it was maybe 8 months later. I was living in Atlanta, Georgia at this time, and he's like, hey, we have this thing called the Ghost Takeover Team. I would love for you to be on it. You're in Atlanta now. We need a female out there, blah, blah, blah. And so basically the Ghost Takeover Team, we're brand awareness. So you bring samples into GNCs, you make deliveries, you get paid to do it, and then you just get like all the drops that come. So like you are a part of the brand. You're a stepping stone into the brand, and you are brand awareness, which is so important in every single city. So that's where I started. And then it was, I think it was another 8 months after that is when, you know, and he gave me goals when I made the takeover team. He was like, okay, this is where I want you to get your socials to. And then when I think it was like 8 months later, he saw that I was doing all that, and I was like, when can I get to this next step? Like, so I want to be an athlete.
You hit all those goals.
I hit everything. Okay. I was doing great. I was doing more than that. Yeah. And it was after my first summer shredding, I think. And that was when I like was struggling through like a binge eating type issue. And he saw that I was still growing, and he's like, okay, he's like, you know what? He's like, we're gonna take a chance on you. You know, we don't know if you can convert. Like, we don't know. They have no clue. At this point, I think I'm still like well under 50K. I'm like maybe like 30, 35K, something like that.
Still good numbers.
Yeah, back then it was. Now it's, you know, it's such a different world. And so he, you know, they brought me in at the lowest tier you could possibly bring a Ghost athlete in, and I immediately did so well. Like immediately converted because I was supporting the brand since I started social.
And you were in the ecosystem. People associated you with the brand right away.
Immediately. So it was like, they're like, wow, okay, well, you know, good thing we took a chance on her. And yeah, it's been insane growth with them ever since. I legit consider, you know, when I talk about Ghost, I usually say we, because I consider myself seriously a part of that brand. And just great people. Great people. They've given me so many opportunities. They've taken a chance on so many different things with me, and I'm, you know, forever blessed for just meeting CJ at that booth.
Yeah, that was definitely meant to be.
Right?
Like, you can't make that shit up.
You can't, like, at all. It's fucking insane.
I love that. And shout out Dan and Ryan. I fucking love them.
Love them.
I'm still new, but I just told you, right? We just spoke about it. How they're also like a family.
That's good. That's important. You know, like you don't want to feel like just a number in their fucking Excel sheet. Like,
nope. It is legit family. Like like we all know what's going on. Like it's a real relationship.
That's awesome. Very cool. Yeah. I'm gonna get the live set up.
Hey yo.
So we're gonna bring somebody on Instagram Live and let them ask you a question.
But I watched the podcast. Like, the fuck?
Like, I don't want to make it.
Talking to me like I've never been.
No, we'd say this every guest.
My friends.
Every guest.
She watched like literally from here. Like she opened the curtains and like.
I literally live right down the street. Do you realize that?
All right, you forget that. Delete that, Elliot. Thank you.
She's like, yeah, you guys never accept me into the fucking live.
I told you a couple of times you should be a rapper, didn't I?
We talked about it a long time ago. So much. We've been all moving so fast. Like it's just been ridiculous.
I
Like,
don't even see them.
What kind of music you listen to?
honestly, a little bit of everything. It depends on what mood I'm in.
Country?
Like, I just been in like an emo mood lately. So it's like
emo?
like some like Tate McRae. She like just talks about like breakups and shit. And then like, you know, I like throwback
She gets
Jason
home from the
Aldean.
gym, just like jumps
Neo.
on her bed.
Yeah, if you see my hood up, just fucking walk away.
I've been on a Bruno Mars vibe. I don't know why.
What?
You were
I
playing
have
Bruno
no
Mars in the
idea.
kitchen earlier today.
I didn't
no
expect
No, that's
that.
so
I have no
on
idea
brand.
why.
If you know Dorian's music, that's incredibly on brand.
Oh, really?
Incredibly.
Yeah, you're going through something right now, bro. Bruno Mars phase.
Yeah.
Yo.
Versace on the floor.
That's a different type of song.
I want to be a billionaire.
Marry
That's a
you.
good song. That's a good song. You know what I like? Talking to the moon. It's too emotional, but like sometimes I cry. No, I don't. I was just waiting.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Caught on live.
to 100.
You're caught on live saying that, bro.
Everyone's dead ass. Like I'm like
Yo.
I'm joking.
Sometimes I cry.
Just kidding. Just kidding. That's amazing.
I do cry. I
Yo.
do cry.
No, me too. Are you kidding? I do cry probably at least
Clip
once
that
every
one.
other
Yo,
day.
someone hop in.
For sure.
It's usual. It's
Someone
hop
usual.
in.
It's usual on Adderall. But
Send some requests.
Sometimes I cry.
Damn.
That's wild.
I can't remember the last time I cried.
Really?
Send some
Yeah.
requests. Who
I
wants to
probably
join?
like teared up today. I was watching a movie. You know, I get like really
I
emotional.
tear up here and there. I don't cry.
Interesting.
I just get emotional, man. I just let it flow.
You know the song "Feeling Whitney"?
Oh, I love that song.
Whitney Houston.
I think yeah, something like that.
I don't
That's
know.
what it's called, right? That's what it's called. Yeah, it's Whitney.
What?
All right.
Hey.
Who we got?
Yo, should I jump in?
No.
Screen recording.
Yo, what's up, dude?
What up, bro?
What's going on? Where you at? What state you in?
Louisiana. I just got back from the gym, bro.
Oh shit.
Hell
What'd
yeah.
you train? What'd you train today?
Fucking legs. Look at my shit. Hold on.
Is he about to show you his legs?
Not legs, but fucking legs.
Hey, quad check.
Bro, Harry knows I got big lips.
Yo,
What?
Pause. Pause. Whoa.
What the fuck is that?
I met him at the gym.
Are we getting a pump check right
Can we
now?
get the question?
A live pump check?
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Is this a first? Wow.
Fark.
Wait,
dude.
people can see that, right?
I'll be honest.
I don't know if you can see that or not. It's just the best lighting in my house.
This is wild, man.
Fark, bro.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, you got
I'm sorry.
you got a question? You got a question for Kalo? Oh, what's up, bro? Kalo.
He just popped up.
Kaylofit.
Yeah.
Do you know Kalo?
Don't put him on the spot like
I
that.
might. I follow a lot of. I'll probably follow her.
Just
All
say
right, well, hit us with a good
Go along.
generic question that she can answer.
What's your goal in the end? Like the complete end, the final goal.
Okay.
like on your deathbed.
Oof, that's hard.
Like your old grandma, 90s, in your bed, you achieved everything that you wanted.
Everybody got one.
I guess just I don't like the whole like leaving a legacy thing, but like I mean though it's legacy
Damn.
loaded.
Well, you're gonna get that question
you know
next.
what I
Don't
mean?
worry.
Like I feel like
Where did
just
we went wrong?
I don't know because you can be remembered for only so long, right? So I just guess just making an impact on somebody's life. Like it could be 1, 2, 3, hundreds of thousands. I think that would be a goal. I think I've achieved that already. But if I could achieve it on even a higher scale, I'm good. Like you can unplug me, you know?
Damn.
Unplug me.
I got you, bro. I got you.
All right,
Girl.
all right, bro.
Thank you for the question, bro.
Hey, go ice those legs, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Ice bath. All right, brother.
That was wild.
All right.
Shout out to Joe's Pink.
All right, peace.
Phone
Live
case.
pump check.
That's a first
that a
in legacy
first?
loan. Hell yeah.
That was wild.
Wait, so you're the answer to the question, what does leaving a legacy mean to you? Like all to you, it's just impacting people at
Yeah, I
the
think-
biggest scale
I
possible.
like how you said
Yeah.
it doesn't. Would you say it can't be remembered forever or something?
Yeah, you realistically like generations go through. Like, be honest. Like, what is history class like nowadays? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, it's
okay.
just
Based on that, I have a question.
okay.
Would you rather?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
He just got ready.
Oh shit! Kelly, like, oh no, I'm
Went
not
all
gonna understand
episode
a
for
word
this.
what he's saying right now. I forgot what I wanted to say.
He's like, oh yeah.
No, wait. Would you? Yeah. I know. Don't confuse me anymore.
Okay.
Would you rather the
Sorry.
people?
Would you
Sorry.
rather?
The people remember? Come on, this is a
All right,
serious,
go.
Would you
serious
rather?
question.
All right.
Yeah, it's not R-rated or something. Would you rather that people remember you as a whatever, like they don't know you personally, so they can be like oh, I love the influencer, whatever, fitness icon, the YouTuber, whatever, or as a good person?
As a good person. And I think that's what I already have that part, like, because I'm just real. So I think that I already am on the right path, because I don't know. I don't, you know, just to relate this back, like this kind of just wrapped around. But when I bought my car, which was like, which was a bit, shout out Shotty, she's in the driveway, which was a big accomplishment for me. And I thought it was so amazing. The keys are on the counter. I thought it was so amazing and so cool. And like, you know, like after 3 days of driving the car, I was fucking over it. You know what I mean? And that,
don't tell me that, bro.
I'm just saying that shows you it's like you're gonna succeed and you're gonna start seeing these things in your life, but they really don't mean shit. Like they don't mean shit. And that was my first really big marker of like it's an item, and I needed that, and that was so big for me because it showed me it's like, where do I want to put my money? What do I want to invest in? What it actually is going to make me feel good? It's like, yeah, it feels great pulling up in my car. Yeah, I feel great, you know, flying in it, you know, like I love it, but it doesn't fuel me like other things could with the money that I have.
Yeah.
See what? Now you open something. I'm gonna tell Fazza because the other day Giordani posted, so shout out Giordani, a story I immediately related today. Why I'm like right now so boring, like around, and like whoever right now wants to do something, like I'm boring. I'm doing like I'm working. I do this, do that. Giordani posted a story. Something like I was 21 when I was 15. I was 30 when I was 15.
Yeah,
that's my biggest problem. I was 30 when I was 15. All of the fancy things, all of Louboutin shoes, bottles, Ferraris, whatever. I played soccer. Like my best friends right now are top players in the world. They bought themselves like all of those crazy cars when they were 16 from out of their pocket.
Yeah, you live that life already.
I will go outside. We will have a million bottles on our, like we will have girls around us, like everything that's out of topic. But all of that I've done that like until my 20th. Yeah. I drove cars. I literally had like, I don't even want to say, I probably had like 30 pairs of Louboutin shoes or something. Yeah. Right now, I don't even know if I will ever wear those shoes anymore.
You don't care anymore.
I really don't care. I really don't care.
The word that I've been using more is you become numb.
Literally.
Like you have to think, like we get how many likes, how many messages, how many interactions do we get in a day? You soon become so numb to that. And that's why I cherish, like when somebody comes up to me in the gym, I will have a whole ass conversation. I can be in the middle of a lift, have the best lift of my life. I'm going to have a whole conversation because that impacts me.
It's tangible.
You're so numb to these messages that it's like, it's just a weird world that we live in, and people don't get it unless they're in it with us.
Yeah, like we understand that.
Yeah.
Like how many times are you gonna say appreciate it, brother? Like
I literally copy and paste sometimes. It's fucked up.
I really do. Because what else can you say?
I do actually appreciate it, but to me it almost feels like I just said that to 3 other people. Like,
but also you're saying it's a swole bra 322. Like that's not a person.
No, yeah, 100%. In person, 100%. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's so much better, but yeah.
It is. It's just numb. And I think like, you know, I don't want to keep dragging this on, but it's like, that's where I'm in a really weird space right now where I'm feeling numb. Yeah. And so I'm trying to get out of that. So it's like and the reason I'm saying is because there's probably people who are feeling the same way in whatever
nothing excites me anymore.
Yeah.
There's like only thing that literally I spoke also the other day with someone said that work. I like collab after YouTube video that I like plan to film. He helped me, for example, the other day I filmed with the Josh. I'm the happiest at that moment. Yeah. That's what makes me happy. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. That's it. That excites me. Oh, today I'm going to film with, I don't know. I was supposed to shoot with Brandon Hendricks and I was happy for like 5 days. Yeah. That's exciting. If you want to like give me Ferrari, I would be like, well, just. Yeah.
To me, the things that.
I'll take my Mini Cooper, he said.
I'll take my Mini.
The things I want to put my money into, like the things I want to put my money into are like experiences, like priceless experiences with the people that I love. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I'm traveling.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, can I get a new car right now? Yeah. But like, I don't need it. Like, I don't want it. Like, I don't need it. Like,
it gives you really enjoy
driving the car so much. It's not going to change my life anyway. Like, I'd rather do what I'm doing and put money towards things that are priceless to me. Yes. Like moments, time, like things, like actual experiences with you guys, with you know what I'm saying.
Don't get us wrong. Of course, there's some people that love cars. Go buy a car if you enjoy
nothing wrong with that. Yeah,
we are just talking about like genuinely what you enjoy. Go for that. Like spend money on that, not like on some things to prove yourself to other people that your worth is higher or something.
Yeah, and the people that are impressed about those things,
small-minded people.
Right? They're not the people that are going to help like support you and help you accomplish your goals.
And if people are doing that, good for them. Like
Yeah.
fuck it. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I don't like that's what they want to do with their life, their money, and
Yeah.
whatever makes you happy. If a car is what makes you, if a fucking
If every weekend buying
fucking
bottles makes you happy,
Pokemon cards make you happy, like
Right.
that's great. Good for
That's
you.
exactly.
Yeah.
No, I agree totally. I
Yeah.
totally agree. I don't have anything against. If you enjoy, you
Fuck
enjoy.
yeah.
Last words for Kaylofit Fest.
What?
3,
Yeah,
2, 1,
you have
done.
any plugs? any plugs you want to throw?
Yeah, plug
I
up.
was like
Anything.
scared.
Oh yeah,
Like,
we need to say one more because
What?
this is gonna. So this is dropping Saturday morning.
yes.
So if we can take the opportunity, Miss Kayla and me, Zephyr Lounge is a Saturday morning. So
Yeah.
Yep.
code Kayla
At-
or Dorian.
At what, 10 a.m. CST?
10 a.m. CST.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be right after hour after you watch this video,
Yes,
or
9.
Yeah.
right? And also
Yep.
one more thing,
What? Ghost?
our collab.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
have collabs coming with Zephyr, which is going to be pretty crazy.
Fuck
We've
yeah.
been working behind the scenes, and it's cool to.
We didn't. I think we
be able to work
didn't
together.
speak about it. Not me, not her.
Nah,
So
you'll
both
see,
of
you'll
us we
see.
have a
You guys
You'll
will
see. But like this is right now
It's gonna be
December.
We're looking at
Kayla has
that.
It's gonna be
October,
Kayla X
November.
Zephyr. Is gonna be Dorian X Zephyr.
Yeah, we've
so-
seen some of the
That's
samples.
dope.
They're freaking dope.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, any last words?
No, I guess I mean what I always end my stuff with is just believe in yourself. It's half the damn battle, and control the controllable. If you could live by that, you're fucking good.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah! Follow this girl.
Hell
Definitely.
yeah.
Fuck
all
yeah.
all of Kayla's links, bio, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Anything else?
Yeah.
No,
OnlyFans.
have a great well,
Tumblr.
sheesh.
Two.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
All right, thanks guys. We'll see you in the next one.
All right. Peace. Peace.
Drinking bucha now.
Drugs.
Drugs.
What are
back.
they doing in the restroom? You know that TikTok. What are they doing in the restroom? He goes, drugs.
No.
Because he's doing TikTok, but he's embarrassed to say he's doing. So mom is like, "What are you doing inside?" Like Mark or whatever. Harry, what are you doing inside? And Harry's like,
Mark.
drugs. Because he's embarrassed to say he's filming a TikTok. Anyways,
That's actually funny.
It's a good start. You got a purple phone case, huh?
that's what I said 10 minutes ago.
We were just
10
grilling it
minutes
for
ago,
you.
I said literally, I was like, I told the girls in our house.
I'm throwing the whole phone.
I
like
literally
it, I
thought
like
it was
it,
just
I
sitting on
like
the
it.
counter.
Already?
Wow.
Wow.
Can I get that?
Wow.
That's crazy from LT.
That's crazy. We gotta make that sound effect.
Oh yeah,
That's crazy.
Just get a whole soundboard. Put all
That's
that on.
where the noises we do for that.
back to
Yeah.
back.
Everyone's dumb shit that they always say just put on there.
Dude, that's actually a fire
Roast each
idea.
other. Do you need to
That
do
would
that?
be really funny.
We
But
need
it's
to
like
start-
so out of reach.
We need to start doing that. That's what we said.
I want us to do this pod again, but just like not like interview style, just like we fuck around. You know, we talk about like how we want to do just like where we're eating food or just
Let's order food and do
A
that. Yeah.
mukbang?
yeah, something like that, or even
You
or
could
like
make it a
or,
whole new
or
word.
like we try like
Or
a
I'll
bunch
make
of
a
energy
some
drinks,
recipes.
like all of us just drinking energy drinks and just chopping
And
it
just
up.
get cracked
Yeah.
out.
That will probably
That'd
be
be crazy.
good to do in the morning.
Oh my god!
Not in the evening.
No, but we stay up all night.
All right, let's go.
That is
You ready?
Good? They're good?
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm
All right.
ready.
all right.
Addy just hit.
Fuck.
Eddie just
Sure.
went out of my system, so
You just
Yeah, I've been on
transferred over.
an XR.